Good morning, hello, and welcome to the Unc Rise Show from beautiful Southside Muncie, Indiana. I hope you're having an awesome day. I am, for sure, up bright and early today. Lots of things to work on. Definitely have some things to show you today. Whether it's interesting or not, I don't know. I was going to say I have some interesting things to show you today, but I guess you will have to be the judge of that. But first things first, of course, we want to check the weather. So I am very pleased with the weather lately. I hope that we continue to have this kind of nice weather. So let's see what we got here in the forecast. Definitely been getting in a good, Christmassy kind of mood, which we'll talk about more in a second. But this cool weather definitely helps with that. So what we have today, 40 degrees and a special weather statement. That usually means snow. What could that mean? Gusty westerly winds expected this afternoon into early evening. Okay, so no snow, but that's okay. That's okay. Back to the forecast. 40 today, getting cool at night. We got some weather that's actually still quite warm for this time of year, but we've got 59 degrees Tuesday, 64, lots of partly cloudy showers, 45 on Thursday, 44 Friday, 48 Saturday, and I see mostly cloudy, partly cloudy, showers, mostly sunny, mostly sunny again, cloudy, mostly cloudy, and rain. So, we got, for me, as a cool weather, cloudy day person, this is nice forecast, so that's a good thing. So we got that going on. Definitely have a few other odds and ends going on. I was just checking a moment ago to see how long we have until Christmas, and I found out that there is a website that says it's called Days Until Christmas. So there we go, and that report says there are now 41 days until Christmas, and I can click here for hours, minutes, and seconds, and I hear something's ready in the stove, which makes me very happy. Hours, minutes, and seconds. 40 days, 14 hours, 56 minutes, and 51 seconds. However, this is a UK website, so this time is slightly off for US time, unless it's pulling from your local time, which I don't know. But anyways, we're closing in on Christmas. So now we haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. Thanksgiving's when you usually pull out the trees and everything. But I was at the store, and I went ahead and got my Christmas stocking, and I'm going to have to get my Christmas list together. I haven't done that yet. I hope you have, because I want to get it together, get it started early. And I got my Santa hat, fresh new one for this year. So there we go. I can wear that and be in the Christmas spirits. And wow, this one, I can pull this one way down. This is a very big hat. I guess it's supposed to fit like that, though, right? You want to keep your ears warm, so I think that's right. So, anyways, but nonetheless, I heard the kitchen. I heard a sound from the kitchen, and I know what it is. So let's go to the kitchen cam, and then I want to get it out, and then I'm going to show you a quick video clip on how I made it. So let's see what is cooking for breakfast today. Now, as you can see, my normally very clean kitchen sink actually has some dishes piled up. Those are not dishes that have been setting in there. Those are dishes from this morning when I prepared this wonderful dish I have in my oven. But I'm going to show a quick video on how I did it when I made this mess. So, but first, let's get this out. I'm going to have to get oven mitts someday and figure out a way to keep my glasses from steaming up. But for now, I'll use my little towels. There we go. So today, I made a delicious breakfast casserole. And a breakfast casserole is basically eggs, cheese, sour cream, milk, peppers, sausage. Mix it all together, cook it for about 40 minutes. And I want to show you a quick video on how I did it, and then I'm going to cut a slice of this off and have a little taste test. All right. Well, that smells delicious. It's cooling down now, so I'm going to grab a piece here in just a second. But in the meantime, let me show you how to make the casserole, and then we'll come back and do a little taste test. So here is a video from this morning before the show when I was making the casserole. So here you go. Here's how to do it. All right, this morning I am in the mood for a delicious breakfast, and I thought, what could be better than to make a delicious breakfast casserole? So I thought I would just show you how it's done. A few ingredients. We're going to start out, first of all, by cooking up 1 pound of sausage. Got some delicious Tennessee Pride sausage. Then we're going to cut up some peppers, some cheese, a bunch of eggs, some milk, a little sour cream, mix that all up, throw a little salt and pepper, and we're going to cook it in the oven. We have a lovely casserole dish right here that we're going to put everything in, and you have to cook it for about 40 minutes or so, give or take. Just make sure it's starting to cook around the edges and you'll be good. And a wonderful breakfast, and this will be enough for a couple people or somebody, one person who's very hungry, and that would be me. So I woke up very hungry today. And you can hear my coffee running in the background. So I'm also getting a nice big cup of coffee coming up. I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven to 350. And I'm going to go ahead and take my cooking sheet out of the oven. All right. Now we are going to go ahead and get the sausage cooking. I'm going to turn it on about medium heat and throw the sausage in. We'll brown this up real good. Alrighty, I'm going to cut that open and toss it in the pan. Alright, I got this mixing bowl. We're going to put all the ingredients in here other than the sausage. We're going to go ahead and throw in our eggs first of all. We want 6 eggs, so we're going to really be serious about these eggs today. A lot of eggs. Okay, so I'm going to crack those one by one and put those in there. 1 egg. All right. So 6 eggs are in there. Now we're going to put in just a little splash of milk. About, I don't know, a little less than a 1/4 cup, something like that. So we'll put that in there, just kind of a splash. We're going to mix it in with the eggs, make them a little more fluffy. Right there. Alrighty, and as you can hear, the sausage is going to town, so I'm going to stir that for a second. Alright, next thing we want to put in is our sour cream. Really isn't very much of this that you put in, just a little bit of it. Put in about a 1/2 cup of sour cream. I guess a little more sour cream than milk, actually. So let's go ahead and do that. We want a 1/2 cup. That says 1/2. Okay. All right, 1/2 cup of sour cream. There we go. Next up, we want to put in our cheese. Today we have mild cheddar cheese, and for the cheese we want to put in about 1 cup of cheese. Okay. Oh no! Well, sometimes things happen, so let's fix that. Okay, it's a little too much cheese. Let's dump a little in the sink like that. Put that in there. You put that right in with your eggs and sour cream and your milk. Put in a little salt, a little pepper. A little salt. And a little pepper, about a handful or so. Kind of to taste, I guess. There we go. And there we go. Clean that up a little bit right there. Already smells delicious. Okay, So now we're going to mix up this stuff, which is egg, sour cream, milk, cheese, salt, and pepper. We're going to take and blend that up a little bit. So let's do that. All right. The directions say to mix on low speed with mixers just until combined. Okay, we can do that. Already tell it's going to be delicious. Alright, so now we want to kind of set that right there for a second. Clean up some of our mess. Alright, so now we want to take and put in some green onions and some peppers. We're going to go ahead and let this finish browning up here, which is getting very close. And then we will, if there's any grease, we'll drain that off. So for the green onions, we want, we'll say 3. Kind of just depends on how strong you like the onion flavor, but I like mine kind of strong. So we're going to take 3 green onions and we'll chop the ends off here. Okay. And then we have those like that. We'll just chop them up. And we're going to toss those right in with the sausage. Okay. Then we want to get some peppers. Non-specific amount, but peppers to suit. I'm going to get 3 of these and chop these up. Alright, now we're going to take these peppers and throw those in and saute them for a couple minutes. Now I got to say, for just a couple of bucks, this is a really big breakfast and very tasty if all goes well. We'll see if it goes well first, but should be tasty. Alright, I think we're good. Everything looks sauteed, very tasty. So, as you might have already guessed, this is our mixture with our eggs and everything in it, and our sour cream, a little bit of milk, all that, a little cheese. We're going to take and dump that all in there. And we'll try to scoop it out so we don't get all the grease. Although this was not very greasy. I have to say, this was not very greasy at all. Just a little bit down there in the bottom. So I'm going to set that right there. And going to mix this up a little bit. Boy, it looks delicious already. I could almost just eat it right out of the pan now. Right out of the bowl, I guess. But I think it'd be better to cook it. So anyways, you got that, right? Okay, and maybe hard to see, but try to flip it up a little bit. So we'll put that in our delicious, or I don't know how delicious the pan is. All right, we'll put that in our pan, like that. This is one of my grandmother's old casserole dishes. So I will use that today and put it in here. I think she'd be proud of me for making a delicious breakfast casserole. So let's put this in and we'll cook it for about 40 minutes. All right, so there you go. That's how you make a breakfast casserole. Now the real question is it any good? So while that video was playing, I went ahead and got a piece, and it's hot from the oven. So let's see. Smells delicious. I feel like it's kind of like an omelet in a way. So I feel like this is going to be a very hot piece, though. So hopefully I don't burn my mouth. But if I do, I'll try not to react too much. Follow that recipe exactly the way I showed you, and you'll be very happy. 350 in the oven, 40 minutes. All the ingredients I mentioned. The recipe that I referenced online, that was a half of a recipe. So you can make enough for an army with this. The original recipe called for a dozen eggs. That's a lot of eggs. I didn't feel like I could probably eat a dozen eggs today, so I cut it in half. But anyways, delicious. So what else? Uh-oh, wait a minute. I think I have a caller already. This is kind of an early caller, but that's a good thing. We like that. Let me get my video switched over here, and we will see what is going on with my caller. One moment, caller. Let me go ahead and click a button here. And hold on. Okay. All right, I am sorry for the delay, but we are good now. Caller, you are live. So I hope that you are ready to rock. What in the world is that? Oh my goodness, we got a superhero on the show today. Hey. Goodness sakes, what is going on? Which superhero do we have today? It looks like the Flash. Hello, sir. What are you? Oh man, what were you timing yourself? So you mean to tell me all this time that you have been the Flash? I had no idea. How's the crime fighting going in your neck of the woods?
Good.
All right. Any issues, big concerns today, or just basically just minor misbehaviors?
Well, my speed power has been charging this up badly.
Okay, good. That's good. It's so fully charged. Let's see it. Oh man, you're running too fast for the camera. The camera can't even keep up. So, man, that is something else. So, all right, Flash. Now, tell me this. You can say I got my Christmas hat on. I know we're kind of early, but are you already thinking about Christmas?
Yes, I already made my Christmas list.
Are you surely you're kidding me? Are you serious? All right, give me top 5 things. What are the top 5 things you most want for Christmas?
I want a dentist set. I want a magic set. I want a Blue Ranger costume. And I want Treasure X.
Okay, now the dental set. Are you going to be doing dental work? What are you doing? Are you going to start working on teeth?
Yes.
So you want like a pick and a drill and that kind of stuff? Is that what you're talking about? Good. All right. Well, that's good to know. That was not something I thought would probably be on the list, but I'm glad to know that. So, are you going to make a breakfast casserole?
Yeah. No.
No.
I ordered breakfast.
You ordered it. What'd you order?
Huh?
Hey, who's that? Who's that? Is that your what do I want to say? Your superhero commander or something in the background? I hear.
Well, yeah.
So sounds like I think I heard Bob Evans.
Yes.
That's a good choice. I bet they have breakfast casserole at Bob Evans. Actually, probably ordered off the menu. But one day this week, when you need some extra nutrition, make a casserole.
Okay.
Oh, no, you shook your head. No, I think you're telling somebody off camera that you're not making a casserole. That's okay. All right. Don't run through the wall. Don't crash into the wall.
I'm in for the wall.
One more time. Oh man, all right. My goodness.
Hi.
Hey, goodness, somebody's been in the sugar bowl today. Yes.
Well, not me, I have been.
Okay. Cool. All right, Flash, I'm going to go ahead and get back to business. I got something to show you here in a minute that I've been working on. I don't know, you might like it or you might not. I don't know. We'll see, but I got a project I want to show you. All right?
Okay.
Sweet. All right, you have an awesome afternoon, okay?
You bet ya. I'll go get some more sugar.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Goodness. Awesome. Boy, somebody is wound up today. Good. I'm glad that I'm glad of that. So, all right. So on to my project. So I mentioned in the video, another video, but one from last night. I mentioned in the video I'm about to show you at some point in there that I wanted to have a sign behind me a la Joe Rogan, and he has a sign that's like a neon sign. I can't quite reproduce that, but I saw some things that were related to Christmas, where they made some Christmas signs out of lights and boards, and they pushed the lights through holes that they drilled in the board, and I thought it was interesting, and so I thought I would see what would happen if I did something like that. And so what I did was I recorded part of it last night because there's that needed to be edited. There was a lot to that, so I recorded it last night, and I'm going to finish it today. I'm going to show you a little clip from my home workbench, and I didn't mention it in the video, but if you look in the background, the light from last time is in the background with the lampshade on it now, and it's all finished, and so that's there. I decided to use it for a workbench light. So anyways, here is a video about how I did the setup for the sign. Then we're going to attempt to finish it here in a minute. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, here we go. All right, here we are in my living room workbench. I have a workbench in more than one room in my house, I'm proud to say. This is normally my guitar workbench. I have a foam pad right here that I rest the guitars on. I have a rest for the neck of the guitar so I can work on it. That's what this workbench is usually for. But today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to start it now and then finish it on the show, which at the time of this recording will be tomorrow. At the time that you're watching it, it'll be in just a minute. But the idea that we have is to make a sign for the background on my show that is illuminated and says Unk Rye. And so I thought, well, there's a few things we could do. We might even try to make Unk Rye's show. I think that might be a little more ambitious, but let's just see what we got here. So, the way this is supposed to work, in theory, is that you take a string of Christmas tree lights, and you take a board like this, and you write out whatever you want to say. Then you select a measurement that is appropriate with the Christmas tree lights, which is probably, you know, just like an inch apart on the holes. And so then, where you've written on this, you drill a hole every 1 inch apart, right? And then you stick the bulbs through it, and it spells out stuff kind of like a light bright. And then you would plug these in, and you would have an illuminated sign that says whatever you spell out. Seems simple enough. I do think we want to go ahead and see what we got in the bulbs here first. And then we want to see, we want to do a little feasibility test, I like to call it. So what we need to do is we need to take a couple bulbs, find the right drill bit, drill a hole. I got to be able to take the bulbs out of the box first. I got blue. I thought blue would look nice. And, oh, well, there we go. Now that's probably a lot more than we actually need, of course. But let's see what we got here. So, I'm going to undo one end. And I wanted to see how thick they were. Okay. And some idea there. So, what we're going to want to do is drill a hole, and I think we want to drill it big enough for this. You can't see what I'm doing, but for this part of the bulb right here, I think we want to drill a hole that big. So let's just see if that's right. We'll do it on a test piece of wood so we don't waste a good piece. So let's get a drill bit and give that a try. Have a set of drill bits here. Very nice. I'm going to pick one that looks correct. And now this is more of an art than a science here, but that's why we test. So I think that this 5/16 will do it. Let's see on our test wood here. Okay, sorry, I'm hiding my drill. So I'll take my drill, put the drill bit in it like that. On my drill, you tighten it down like that, and it's ready to go. Now, as I always say on all my shows, safety goggles. Always, always, always wear safety goggles, for goodness sakes. It's a simple thing, and it's a very important safety thing. So I have 2 pieces of wood right here. I'm going to actually stack them up so that I can get it about the same thickness as what the boards are. And I'm going to drill a hole through both of them. And we'll make a big mess. And I want to see how close we are on the light bulb. Alright, so always fun to drill things. I'm making a big mess. Normal people probably don't drill stuff in their living room all the time, but I do. I will clean my mess up when I'm done, but it'll probably be a big mess. So anyways, we take that, we put that bulb through there, like that. That gives me an idea of the fit. So that would be the thickness of my sign, how the fit would work. It's a snug fit, but you know what? It is really right on point. I think it might be good to put those in there with just a touch of the glue gun, I think. We don't want too much. Maybe just a touch. Let me see. Yes, that will be perfect, perfect, perfect. It'll just sit in there. A little touch of the glue gun will lock it in place, but it'll still be, we'll be able to get it out if we need to get it out. So, the next thing we have to think about is the spacing. And so it looks like we can go pretty close on the spacing. So I want to go, I'll just do like 3 holes in this test piece here, and we'll see how it goes. Okay. I'll measure it on the real sign, but on this one I'm just kind of guessing. Alright, so let's plug these in. Oh, we might have to unplug Google to do that though. Let's ask it a question first. Hey Google, who invented Christmas tree lights?
Edward H. Johnson. On the website lock.gov, they say, Johnson put the very first string of electric Christmas tree lights together in 1882. Johnson, Edison's friend and partner in the Edison's Illumination Company, hand-wired 80 red, white and blue light bulbs and wound them around his Christmas tree. People also sometimes ask me, where did Christmas lights originate from? Do you want to hear the answer?
Sure, yes.
On the website christmas-light-source.com, they say, Christmas lights actually started out just as candles. These candles were attached to the tree using wax or pins. The practice began in Germany during the 17th century, and over the next 200 or so years, it became an established practice in Germany and began to spread out into other countries of Eastern Europe.
How about that? So, alright. Thank you, Google. I'm going to turn you off for a second, so sorry about that. One moment. Let's see here. Hope we get the right one. There we go. Okay. Alright, so let's plug in these Christmas tree lights. Now, if you can see on my test piece, I have 3 holes there. So, I'm going to take 3 lights, stick them through the 3 holes. 1. Definitely a snug fit, but they do fit. Okay. Yeah. So there we go. That's actually, if you look at that up close, looking pretty sweet. So if I did this neatly and did all my holes, I think we could really spell it out. And of course, I got to get them properly positioned. These kind of flop back out, but that's okay. This is just for testing purposes. We will fix these in a little nicer when we do it for real with a little bit of glue or whatever. So the only thing I want to be sure of is if those stick out enough. Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. Okay, awesome. All right, so now I think what we need to do now is unwrap this board and write out. I think I'll just start out with just Unk Rye, because the reason is because I want to make sure that that this is going to work properly, and I think the bigger words and stuff will actually flow much nicer. So let's give that a try. So we'll do that. I'll go ahead and unwrap this and we'll sketch it out on here, and then we'll start drilling some holes. Alright, so what I bought here is some shelving material. Let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got. And then what I thought I would do is, after we get this stuff opened up, like that, and I bought 2 of them, because if I like this, I might, make another one. Who knows? But let's see how it goes on the first one. Having an extra one takes the pressure off. If I completely mess it up, then, let's try again. So anyways, get that off of there. Alrighty. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to write Unc Rye on here in big letters. And then also, I want to add that I got these things. I want to set them behind the stand and kind of make it stand up. And then we'll have some extra Christmas tree lights, so we'll have to kind of bundle those up or distribute them around. I'm not sure yet. So let's see what we can do. There's U, N, C, R, Y. Unc Rye. There we go. Big letters like that. Now, what we're going to want to do, I think, is take something where we can kind of gauge the size and start spacing out where we're going to drill the holes. And so I'm going to take, I have this little piece of plastic I had in the drawer, but it looks like it's like the perfect size spacing. So this is kind of non-scientific, but I'm going to put some dots here about where they would fall, all the way around, in our completely non-scientific approach. But I think we want it to be kind of even, though. That's the thing. We want it to be kind of even, right? So we don't want to make it look uneven. Okay, see how I'm putting all those dots all around the edges like that? So I'm going to go around each one like that and put those dots. And then we're ready to start drilling away. Alright, there we go. As you can see, it's all spaced out real nice. Kind of excited about getting this, see if it works. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But you know what? Joe Rogan has a big sign behind him on his show, and I'm like thinking, it'd be really cool to have a big Unc Rye sign behind me. So, hey, maybe this will do it. Now, we got 100 lights. We're not going anywhere near 100 lights, so I have to get creative with the extras, but we'll get that figured out. Alright, so let's go ahead, move that, and let's go ahead and get started drilling. Hope we got it right. Well, we'll see. One down. Hope these aren't too close together. We'll see here in a second. Nope, not too close together, just gets it. Big mess, though. Alright, so we have the basic holes drilled here, as you can see, and I'm going to do a little cleanup. This is definitely not a woodworking tool. Plastic scraper, usually used for auto body. I'm going to clean up all the little burrs off of here. We might have to touch this up with a little paint. We'll see what we got. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll go ahead and get it all done, see what it looks like first. Alright, there we go. A little bit dusty and everything, but I think we start poking lights through there, start assembling everything, and then we set up our, what would normally be shelf brackets to hold it up, set up here behind it so that it holds it so that it stands up. I think we'll have something. I think that'd be pretty cool. So let's go ahead and start popping lights and see what happens. Oh yeah, I forgot. I gotta clean up a big old mess first. I got a little, just a little mess, but that's what vacuums are for, right?
All right, so there you go. Now, that was a big mess to clean up last night, just in case you're wondering. So, I think that there are some adjustments to be made, and obviously I'm not quite done yet, but
Getting there for sure. I think one thing I'm going to change that I didn't do initially was when I first started, I did not, my intention was to have these kind of recessed back a little bit like you see them now. I think I want to make the bulbs stick out just a little bit more. So I might go and just do some additional touch-up drilling after the show today to kind of finish it off, because I kind of want the bulbs to stick out further. But since I do things live for the most part, now granted, those did have a couple videos today, but when it comes to this final pass here, this is obviously live, and so sometimes I realize that there might be some adjustments to be made, and that's okay. So I might do that before I put it on display. But as you can see where I'm pushing these bulbs through here, one by one, that it definitely did the trick, you know. And the thing is, I think I'm going to put it back here, and when I do, it will be just slightly more of a shadowy area, so I think it'll illuminate a little better, right? And yeah, so anyways, and I think pushing the bulbs through a little further will also be good, but that was unexpected, so I'm just going to go with what I have here, and I'll show you the back here in a second, but all we're doing is just simply pushing these through like almost like a light bright or something like that, right? And I would encourage, with proper parental supervision, that you make a sign like this. It's kind of cool, actually. And I think that you could get very creative, different color strands of lights and things like that. But as usual here on the show, I'm just doing a sort of a first pass, hoping to inspire, and then maybe you guys can take it further by my paving the way, so to speak. So let's see if we can get that last little bit done here. I have one bulb that's out. How do you like that? Well, let's see. Hopefully we can just work around that, because I don't think we need all of them. But in the video, when I said we won't need anywhere near 100, well, we got pretty close. We needed 90-some, so we used a lot more bulbs than I thought. So, anyways, that's how you do that. Like I said, I'll show it on the next show with some additional adjustments, but the basic idea won't change. Okay, so, oh, there's the one that's burned out. Let me replace that one with one that's not burned out. Okay, and then adjust that one. All right, well, like I said, we'll have some adjustments to do. I see one of my bulbs over here is definitely popped loose. There we go. Okay, so we'll have adjustments to do, but push that out of the way for a quick second. There's your basic sign. If it was dark in here, I'm sure it would look much cooler. And the back of it is not really the mess that you would probably think. It's actually not too bad at all. See? And now there's obviously some extra lights that didn't fit in. I'll clean that up later too. And like I said, I think I'm going to push these, I'm going to drill these holes just slightly larger and push the bulbs all the way through. Because even though my original thought was just to have them kind of recess like that, I think it would actually look cooler if they were all the way through. That won't be too hard to fix. So work on that here after the show, and show you the updated version on the next show. But yeah, I think I'll put it like right back there. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work. Well, let's see. I'll have to do some adjustments and so forth. We might fancy it up a little bit too, but yeah, it does work though. That's the main thing I wanted to determine. It works. You can do this. So cool. Alrighty. So let me set that down right there. All right, and a couple other topics. Let's see. Well, what else did I have for you today? A couple quick things. I was going to show you. Well, since it's Veterans. So we're post-Veterans Day, but since Veterans Day was just the other day, and we talked a little bit last time, I thought I would switch over and show you a bit more here. Let me go. I had a short video clip from basic training that you might have seen on my channel anyways, but I thought we'd maybe run through that, make a few comments about it. And then I actually found my old Air Force hat, but I'll have to go on standby for a quick second to go get that. But I found that the other day, so how about that? Anyways, let's go over to here. Basic training graduation. This was interesting. Let me turn this down a hair because I feel like it's probably quite loud. And I think we've talked about this on the show before. But I wanted to run it again since it's Veterans Day. And I can tell you that my main thought at the time was... oops, sorry, I didn't mean to mute it there. My main thought at the time was, I volunteered for this. But the thing about basic training is it actually gets to be easier after a while. It turns into a bit of a game, and a few weeks in, you're almost kind of enjoying it. You are not enjoying it when you first start. Now, that guy right there, no nonsense. He was my drill instructor. He yelled at me a lot, but I probably had that coming. All right, and I can still do all this military drill. Now, the picture's a little grainy, but I want to tell you that when this was filmed back in the day, this was, you used big, boxy cameras that were like this big. There's our swearing in. I did say my name and not state your full name. There were no cell phones back then. There was no internet back then in any real sense. It did exist, but not the way you think of it. Modems were used to connect the internet over the phone line rather than cable. You couldn't stream video. You couldn't stream music. There was no Facebook, no YouTube, no nothing. That was a long time ago. And there you go. So, and I think we sing here at the end the Air Force song. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. So here we go. Let's see if the... Cool. So anyways, I wanted to share that. Brings back fond memories. Honestly, I enjoyed it after a while. Now you have to keep your lockers super orderly and your bed super orderly. There's Liam's mom, Lordy, and Nan right there. And see those old cameras? Those had film in them. Those weren't digital. They had film. People watching this don't even know what film is. That's how old this is. So there's my neat, tidy closet. Everything's still very neat and tidy at my house. I'm sure you're assuming that. Yeah, there we go. Handkerchiefs folded neatly. Well. Okay, and yeah, we're getting close to the end of this. Let me, at the end, I'll grab my hat that I found the other day. That hat. I still have it. And this was a very, very long time ago. So, love the glasses. I wish I still had those. The glasses I have now are all right, but those glasses were cool. So, anyways, let me click standby for just a quick second, like 30 seconds. I'll go grab my Air Force hat. Hold on just a second. All right. So this thing is chewed. You can see how it's all chewed up. But they don't last forever. Should have put it in a display case, I guess. Anyways, it does still fit. So it kind of fits. It sits up really high, though. I think maybe my head was smaller back then. I don't know what happened. It expanded, I guess. So, but anyways, always love the hats. Some people like the other style better, but I always like these. So, anyways, what is this, 30-year-old hat? So, they don't last forever, but I do have it. So, anyways, better put this back on. This, even though I was just being goofy today, I have to be honest, this hat is really warm and comfortable. I might have to wear that more often, I guess. Now, I still have one more thing, and I have to grab my guitar. I was going to show you one last thing just because I was working on it and thought it may be of some interest, although I don't know how interesting. But let's see. One last thing here. Let me go grab my guitar. One moment. Sorry, I should pile my stuff up closer to the desk. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to try to get organized before the next show. So, what I was going to do, not performing today necessarily, but I thought I would answer a question that you may have, or maybe not. But I don't read music. Probably also people say you also don't sing well and play well or anything, but nonetheless, I don't read music, and so that begs the question, how do you know how to play guitar if you don't read music? Well, you know how to play the chords. You learn the chords like this is an E, this is a C, a D, an A, so on and so forth. Maybe an F if I can. I'm holding this at an awkward angle. That's my excuse. So anyways, if you know your chords and you know the melody, see when you have sheet music written out, it gives you the time signature, and you can count it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it shows you the half note, the whole note, all that. Now, I do know that, but I don't know how to read that. And so what you do when you don't know how to read music, you work with a sheet like this, and people call these different things. I usually think of it as a chord chart, but what it does is it shows you where the chords are at relative to the song. So that's a G up there at the top. So if you do say... So you say, busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train, when I was feeling this faded as my jeans. Okay, so anyways, you see where that D is at. So if you follow along, you have the G. So busted flat in Baton Rouge, waiting for a train, when I was feeling this faded as my jeans. And then it says, Bobby thumbed the diesel down just before it rained, and they rode it all the way to New Orleans. So anyways, now obviously that's totally unrehearsed, and of course I'm messing it up and everything else, and even when I do rehearse it, I mess it up. But what I wanted to show you was if you follow along with the lyrics and the bold letters in brackets, that tells you where the chords are at, and it shows roughly where they fall with the words. So if you can't read music, this is how you do it. Now, the one thing that you do have to do is you have to have somebody show you the melody, or it has to be a song that you are familiar with. This isn't good for transcribing music that's new that people haven't heard before. You still have to show them the melody. But this is how you do it when you don't read music and you just need to know the chords and you kind of know the way the song goes. So since I was working on that, I thought I would say a few words about it, just in case anybody's interested. So that's that. Well, we are right about time today, so I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I am going to go, the first thing I want to do is go get some more casserole and another nice big cup of coffee. Then I'm going to do a little tweaking on my light display to get that tuned up just a tiny bit. And then I think I'm going to clean my house up. And get some casserole, if I didn't mention that a minute ago. I definitely want to go get another big plate of breakfast casserole because that was delicious. So anyways, have an awesome day, and I will talk to you later.